Within Israel, the Arabic-speaking Druze community are held in high esteem for their contribution to the state, many serving in the military and police force. But the Druze of the Golan Heights have a different relationship with the State of Israel, one frequently overlooked by Israelis. A relationship and a sense of identity that has been rocked by the events of the last 12 months, especially since the fall of the Syrian Assad regime in December. Israel captured the Golan Heights in the 1967 war. As a result, around 100,000 Syrians either fled or were expelled by the Israeli military, with many villages and much of the city of Konetra subsequently demolished by the IDF. 4 Druze villages in the far north remained: Majd al-Shams, Masadeh, Bakata, and Ain Kinye. Villages whose population maintained their Syrian citizenship and who often remained loyal to Syria, at times causing tension with the Israeli government that controls the land they live in.
We in Majd al-Shams are Syrian, with our capital as Damascus in Syria. We are and have been since 1967 under Israeli occupation in the Golan.
Hassan, born in Majd al-Shams in 1948, represents a common stance among the older generation. Raised in Syria, he maintains that identity 50 years after geopolitics changed the color of the land under his feet. From the 80s, many Golan Druze studied in Syria, encouraged to do so by the Assad regime. Spending time there with family and often marrying Druze living in Syria, connections to the country were kept strong, and many of the older generation in the Golan still feel loyalty to Syria's former president.
I support Bashar al-Assad, and I have connections with him and his father, Hafez, before him. They supported the Golan people and did what we asked, from teaching our kids to marketing our products, because we are Arab Syrians living under Israeli occupation. We hope to return to Syria with Assad as president. But these days, with al-Sharaa and his terrorist gang in power, we cannot cooperate with them.
But this connection has weakened, first with the outbreak of the civil war in 2011, which ended Golan Druze travel to Syria, leading to a generation growing up looking south to Israel, not north towards Damascus.
We feel with the time, year by year, we see that the young children, they more connect to Israel because they born in Israel and they live the Israeli life, and they feel the difference between the life under Assad regime and the life under Israel.
Younger Golan Druze are often more likely to speak fluent Hebrew, possess Israeli citizenship, or even, for a small but growing minority, to serve in Israel's security forces. This 15-year dislocation from Syria has accelerated as the Syrian presidency shifted from Bashar al-Assad to Ahmed al-Sharaa, a change which appeared to be universally unwelcomed in Majd al-Shams. While the different generations of the Golan Druze hold a variety of views on their connection to Syria, everyone we spoke to viewed the new ruler with concern, if not outright fear.
The
people of the Golan are Syrian, but the new generation was not raised in the country, so the young generation's sense of identity is lost. The senior generation feels Syrian, but recent events in Syria against our people have made us wonder, is this republic that we were taught to love? Is it killing its minorities, killing the Druze in Suwaida?
Nader, a proud Syrian who longs for the day that Druze on both sides of the border can visit each other more freely, still nonetheless spoke of his shock at the atrocities unleashed by Sunni Syrians against their Druze neighbours.
There is a sense of disappointment from the people of the Golan about what happened to our brothers in Syria, especially as the attackers are from the same skin and homeland, supposedly.
Many of the people we spoke with in Majd al-Shams have family in Suwaida, and some have lost relatives to the violence. Exasperating suspicions the Golan Druze already felt towards al-Sharaa. Fear and anger at the killing of Druze cuts across the generational divides, irrespective of how people feel about their identity.
Earlier today I spoke with a young man from al-Shams who lives and works in the centre of Israel, but is in fact a Syrian citizen. Now, he didn't want to appear on camera because he was worried that he would face blowback from his Israeli employer because of his opinions. But what he had to say is that while on the one hand he's extremely concerned about the violence taking place just across the border in Soweto and what that violence says about the ideology of the new government in Syria, at the same time he's extremely sceptical of the Israeli government's motivations for helping the Druze in Syria. He said that he believes Israel sees it as its goal to undermine the integrity of the new Syrian state. And he also said that he believes that the violence against Druze civilians is being used as a way to demonize Islam and also as a way to justify what he described as the genocide in Gaza.
The upcoming one-year anniversary of the killing of 12 children from al-Shams, slain as they played football by a Hezbollah rocket, only adds to such questions over identity and the connection to Syria, a reminder of how bad things can get. There's a sense of uncertainty, of a frontier staring into the unknown. With the fall of Assad, there's hopes that connections between Druze on both sides of the barrier can be reignited, residents told us. But equally, there's fear over what direction Damascus will take and what it may mean for Syria's Druze. Irrespective of where the borders fall, of whether people see themselves as Syrian or Israeli, the connection between different Druze communities will remain.
There is no difference between the Druze in Syria, in Lebanon, in Jordan, in Israel, in the Golan Heights or in the Galilee, even in Venezuela and America and everywhere. The Druze, they are a Druze.